Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we have a new episode. Here we have a preview. I know it's been a while since I didn't post any other episode, but it wasn't time with the summer holidays and everything. Now I'm back and let's do this. Next we have the unboxing. We're gonna do this very quickly. And here we can see some of my sizes. Feel free to pause the video every time you need. By the way, I'm planning to bring more sneakers that they have good value for money. I will focus myself to find those that they have better outsoles and overall the quality for the price that they have. They didn't came with anything else in the box. As always, we can see both of them, and we start with the left foot because we want to see if the quality is consistent or not. For those that care about cushioning, you should pay attention to this part. I should say that the cushioning in them is not very much. It's very similar with the one we can find in EVA foams. So this is a bit more rigid than usual, but for the price that they have, they are good enough, I will say. In this shot we can see the upper, and I think this is one of the cons of these sneakers because the upper is not perforated and it's not very airy, obviously. So I think they are intended to be made for colder weather, but I don't know, it's not very breathable. Further in the video we're gonna see some water test to see how they can handle few drops of water, just to be sure that they are made for what they look they are made. In the shot we can see the rating for the internal midsole. I can't give more than this because it's very firm and also it's not very thick. But like I said, for the price that they have, I cannot complain very much. And this will be useful for those that they have a little bit more weight. We can see here some extra glue, not a huge deal, but it's there, you know. But although I do prefer to have extra instead of missing some. That is a bigger issue, or poor quality. Like I've seen in Nike Invincible, 2, 3, same thing. In this shot we can see the external labels that they came with these sneakers. Basically everything is synthetic, so yeah, no surprise there. In the shot we have a better look of this upper. As you can tell, it's nylon, a thick nylon to be fair, but this nylon is not mesh. Around the toe box is reinforced with some kind of rubber, plastic material, and around the instep also is the same material. So they are pretty rugged, and I do believe they are made for colder days. They have more in common with a pair of trail version sneakers than regular running sneakers. About the padding, I think is right on point in my opinion. It's not too much in these sneakers. In this shot we can see the outsole. I like it that mostly it has only rubber, only right there in the middle it has some exposed foam. That was poor thinking in my opinion. I mean, you can use rubber or plastic, but don't put exposed foam. That can be poked very easily. That happened to me in the past few times, and one is enough, trust me. Otherwise this outsole is thick enough, is well made in my opinion, and I really like it. I wish more sneakers they will have at least this kind of outsole, if not better, because these days it's so hard to find full rubber outsole, or almost impossible in running sneakers. Even the brands from the designers, they started to do the same thing, you know, like cutting the rubber outsoles and leave more exposed foam in those outsoles. So everyone does the same, you know, they want to make more money with less materials, and that greediness is hard to be stopped or impossible, you know. Because from what I can see, I can promise you that in the future we're gonna have worse and worse kind of sneakers because of this greediness, basically. In the shot we can see the thickness of this outsole is in between 3.5 and 4.5 in the back. Under the heel I think it was 4.5, so that's pretty much excellent in my opinion. The only bad thing is that exposed foam right in the middle, but otherwise this outsole is one of the best I've seen this year, to be fair. It's sad to see how bad this industry changed. In the past, if you had a problem with the model, you'll say, I have these issues, I want to be fixed in the next version. These days nobody cares about your opinion. They will only listen if it's about less materials. If it's more material somewhere, forget about, you know, it won't happen. That is not for them, that's only for you, so they won't make more money with that. They won't care anymore. This insole is the typical low-cost insole, thin, very soft, sticky, nothing good in this insole really, but it's there, you know. In the shot we can see the footbed, a very rigid one, and nothing more to say. In the shot we can see the tongue. It's not breathable, but at least it's comfy enough and it doesn't give me problems while I have them in my feet. We can see here the pull tab basically is useless. It's too small to insert your finger inside to use it, so for me it doesn't make sense to be there, to be fair. They always have a second option, and that will be elastic. Make it elastic, they won't take too much space. I've seen that already made in Asics Gel Nimbus 25, and there it works perfectly, so they can do it here without any issues. And that it won't stay in your way and is also practical. As you can tell, we start with the right foot. Now, I didn't find any issues, to be fair, with them, maybe only some extra glue, but that is not an issue in my opinion. If it's some extra glue, it won't happen anything bad. In general, if it's not enough, is a problem. Otherwise, I can handle that, you know. Again, we see the outsole. Like I said, I didn't find any issues, only some extra glue, but that is not big deal. So in general, I'm happy with the quality more or less for the price that they have. We can see here the footbed, like I said before, is a hard footbed, nothing special right there. I wish it was perforated to be a little bit less firm, but it is how it is, so yeah. In the shot we can see the weight of these sneakers. It's pretty okay, I don't have any issues with that. They are lightweight enough for me. As you can tell, we can see the weight in grams and also in ounces for those that need this info. And we can see a comparison with other sneakers just to get yourself a better idea how lightweight they are. In this shot I'm trying to show you how those insoles fit to my feet, and I will say they are true to size, they are exactly the way I expected, so no problems with these sneakers. You don't need to go size up, size down. In my opinion, at least for me, it's not needed. As you can tell, my feet are a little bit more wider, but that's normal. You still have plenty of space inside of that toe box in these sneakers, so no issues. In this shot we can see the length of these laces in centimeters and also inches, the thickness that they have. And I have to say they are rugged enough in my opinion. I thought that I might have issues because they are rounded and they are quite thick, but I didn't have any problems, so it's not needed to change them in my opinion. In this shot you have a better view, you can see a bit better how this tongue looks inside, the thickness of the cage from these sneakers, and I would say everything looks rugged. I cannot complain. They are not airy, that is the only issue that I really find it in these sneakers, but otherwise they are rugged enough, like I said. I personally see these sneakers like a competition for Ultra Boost 22 Gore-Tex, for example, and many other sneakers from Adidas that are made for colder weather. Let's put it this way. In the interior, under the toe box, I did find a soft material very similar with the one that you can see in the top of that tongue. It's very similar, like velour, or very soft. You get the point. That one is like a second layer to this nylon that we can find in the toe box. This will be under the toe box. Basically, it's very similar with this one, or maybe even this one. Those stripes are made from rubber, or a compound very similar with rubber. Here again I'm trying to show you that I did have hard time to insert my finger there just to use it, you know. The bending and the twisting on the sneakers went very well, so they are good enough in that regard. In this shot I'm trying to show you how thick is that external midsole, and also I will show how thick is that internal midsole in just few moments. In the shot I will try to test that waterproof resistance from the sneakers. In this case, as you can tell, they are not protected with any coating. It will take few moments to absorb that water, so maybe they are good for muddy days when it's raining a lot and you need to clean them very easy with a towel, you know. It won't be that hard like it will be with mesh or other materials in that upper, you know. So I'm not saying that you should buy them for rainy days, but they are an alternative to the regular sneakers. If you want to try them, give them a try, but as you can tell, they are not very resistant to water. In the shot you can see the size of my arch and my instep, and I know that this detail is very important for some of you. While I was getting them on my feet, I did notice that tongue, it could have been a little bit more wider, because for my instep it doesn't really cover it the way I like it, you know. I prefer a bit larger, more wider tongue. So my first impression with them on my feet, they have some cushioning, but it's very rigid, that one. So don't expect too much from these sneakers. It's just very similar with the one from EVA, for example. So it's very basic cushioning in these sneakers. For those that they have more weight, it's a good thing. For those that are lighter and they want softer cushioning, well, these sneakers are not made for that. Just to know that, you know. Is very basic, but it's there. You can feel that they have some cushioning. It's not hard like plastic, so I'm okay with that, you know. If I don't expect too much, well. If I should compare this pair with Boost models, in Ultra Boost models, the Boost material is softer than this one, but I feel that the stack is not as much as in these ones. I mean, you can feel that they have some cushioning, but that one is more firmer. It's like EVA, like I said. Before I forget, in these sneakers I didn't find any reflective materials.
My appetite, don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't
In this shot I'm trying to show you how much free space I have in that toe box, and for me it's more than enough. It's around 2 centimeters or almost an inch, and here we can see how wide they are. I still have some space inside, so no complaints really. In this shot I'm trying to see how good is that stability on them, and I didn't have any issues. They are wide enough, those outsoles, and they do the job basically. We can see here the sneakers that are coming in the next episode. These ones are Duramo SL. These sneakers, I really like it, much better than the ones that we seen today, so don't miss this episode. And if you are planning to buy some sneakers, consider these ones. Try them if you like, but I was really impressed with them for the price that they have. They are not expensive in my opinion. I'm not saying they are cheap, but they are good enough for what they are offering. And because it was a while since I didn't post anything else, I did want to give this extra in this video and show them for a few seconds together how they look. And also I decided to give this update about Morev4, that they had been poked in that midsole because they don't have rubber there under my heel. That's why I'm saying all the time how important it is to have 100% rubber outsoles. For me it's at least like second or third time when it happens this to me, and it happened in the past with few other sneakers. So it's something to consider when you are buying a pair of sneakers, to have full rubber outsoles if you can find them, obviously. I think I will end here this video. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them every time I can. Don't forget to subscribe because it's very important for me. Have a nice day and please take care of you.